Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame, though it might be nice to own a jet plane.
Hi guys, I've got tears in my eyes right at the start of the video. I just yawned and I decided not to edit out this part because of the fact that it's too funny. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about this week and what's going to be going on in the next week obviously as well. I've set up a different way than I do usually because the fact that one of the things that I was having problems with was the light when I'm filming on that side, because the light's coming in behind me and it causes the light to sort of split, and as a consequence the quality of the video is really bad. So I wanted to try it on a different angle this week, so I've got this whole provisorial setup. I'll probably try and film it at the end, or I'll probably just give you a quick shot of it now in a sec. I'll try to make a picture of it so you've got an idea of what everything is standing on. So yeah, to get a little bit into this week. This week was a relatively different week than all the weeks I've been having so far, because all the weeks I've been having so far are pretty explosive, they're pretty intense, and they were pretty in your face with regards to everything that needed to be done, everything that was happening, and nothing wrong with that. But as a consequence, it did mean that I actually had a little bit of, I fell behind a little bit with my schoolwork, which is obviously my own responsibility for not taking that into consideration. So I actually sat down this week and I finished off my first part of the report that I had to finish off. And I think also that's something which is a little bit interesting to talk about as an intern, is the fact that in my this is the first internship that I'm doing at bachelor level, and I did do different internships in the past, but that was very different because then you did the report stuff at home, a lot of it, because you're learning a lot about practical skills. And here the majority of my time actually is supposed to be aimed at doing this report. Now unfortunately, because of the circumstances that I'm in, that's not always working out the way I wanted to, which is a little bit of a thing which is caused by the busy schedule that I have here, but it's also because of the fact that I've not taken time to sit down and deal with that. So I think that as an intern is a good lesson to learn, is you've got to take responsibility for that and you've got to take action on that, and if you're not dealing with that appropriately, you're not going to get the result you want. So this week was a bit more of a quiet week because my two bosses, and also by coincidence obviously the people I live with, they went up to Hamilton this week and they had a ton of meetings up there, and initially I was going to come along up to Hamilton to help out the team there, but that didn't go through because of the fact that on Sunday, I think it might have been, we were initially going to leave on Sunday evening and that got cancelled because of the fact that it was too busy and we had lots of stuff to do still here. So my boss decided to go on Monday instead. And then on top of that, he was driving with his car on Sunday and he comes back after bringing something away and, pardon me, lo and behold, the car breaks down. So the power steering of the car is broken due to having a new car anyway. So because of the fact he was going up to Hamilton, that process was sped up a lot, so he actually got himself a new car. But because of that, I was not able to come along because there was not enough seats in the other car to come along and they have all of the stuff that they needed with them. So I was going to stay back here in Tokanu, and that meant I didn't have a car here, so that meant I had to stay in the house in Tokanu and I watched the dogs, which was a lot of fun. But it did mean that I had to stay here, so unfortunately this week I've not been able to take as many cool shots of things that I've been doing because, well, I was in and around the house, and in the first or the second video I already did all the shots in and around the house. So that said, I don't know what the weekend will bring me, because here right now it's Saturday morning and the first thing I'm doing obviously is making a video for everybody out there back home again and for everybody out there watching. And yeah, I was also busy, but in a different way, so it gave me a little bit more space to reflect. And the cool thing about that was that because of the fact that I had some space to reflect, it made me realize what a lucky person I am to be allowed to be here in New Zealand doing my internship. And I was especially thinking of that because I remember mentioning it to people a couple of years ago that I went to the university that I'm at now, which you can see here in my t-shirt, which is the Haas University of Applied Sciences. And I remember saying that to people back then, and it felt so unreal because in my head I knew 100% for sure that I was going to go to New Zealand. I mean, if you'd ask any of my friends back in the day, one thing they knew for certain about me was the fact that I was going to go to New Zealand for sure. That was unquestionable. But when push comes to shove, and when you got to fix yourself up with an internship and you got to get the visas and all of that stuff, you never realize beforehand what it exactly entails until you actually start investigating into it and you actually start looking into what it all entails. And then now to look back at that whole process and to think, holy shit, it wasn't just talk, it actually happened and it actually went the way I wanted it to go, and probably even better than I could have ever wished for. So free to give advice, which obviously it's up to you to listen to it or not. But if you're still going to be going on an internship as a bachelor student, go with what feels right to you. If you find a company and you get a vibe like this works, go with it, because that's what I did. And to be fair with you, I'm a happy person for it. And yeah, I mean, even this place will bring its ups and downs, as will any place in the world. A completely different topic. It's a bit of a mess again this week, so my apologies to my friend Michael, who pointed out the last week that I should actually have a list of things that I'm going to talk about. But I don't know, I always enjoy doing it off the top of my head and just telling whatever's on my head at that point in time. So yeah, it's not that much this week. Sorry about that. Maybe next week I'll have some more stuff to tell you about. With regards to last week's topic, where I talked about speaking about what was it, the green economy? I think it was. Unfortunately, nobody actually responded again. So, or was that not the green economy, or was it the green economy? I forget. I don't remember. At least I asked people to give me a bit of a response, and unfortunately that didn't happen. So tough luck. So I'm going to have to revise that and figure out a way to get people hyped about that anyway. If there is anything that anybody wants me specifically to talk about, I mean, I've had tips from people privately, so not through YouTube, but through private channels, where people have asked me to look at stuff. I'll try to have a look at that and try and put that in the next video. I did this video a little bit of the spur of the moment because, I don't know, I felt like I had the energy to go out and make a video, and I thought, you know what, I'll go and do that, and then we'll see where it ends up. But yeah, it's a little bit of a mess, so sorry about that. And I'll look into other topics for the next week to look into and to talk about, because I think it's really important to actually entertain you guys, because it's not only for the sake of me telling you what I'm doing, but it also should be somewhat entertaining. And I'm not very good at jokes. At least not jokes that everybody else thinks are funny. The only jokes that I have are jokes that I think are funny, and occasionally other people think they're funny as well, but yeah. Oh, but there is one thing that I wanted to tell. No, there is one thing that I did want to tell. This week I became a member of a Facebook group, now I remember what I wanted to tell, called New Zealand Backpackers or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And it was really cool because I just became a part of it so that I can sort of prepare myself for when I have my last month here and I go around to backpack pretty much. And the most bizarre thing ever, I became part of this new group, and it genuinely generates about 3 comments every 10 minutes. Or comments in the sense of new posts, and it's such an active group, and it's pretty cool because I really noticed that when I was looking into that, I was like, oh, this is a really cool community of people that are just trying to travel around, have a good time, and there's people here with different goals, with different ideas, but it's really cool to be part of a really big group like that. So that was I don't know, I really liked that, and I thought that was a really cool thing, so that's something I wanted to share with you guys as well. So if you ever go backpacking wherever it is in the world, try and check out one of those Facebook groups, because they are alive and kicking like, whoa, it's crazy. So that was pretty cool. Tonight there's going to be an All Blacks game, so we're going to be watching some of the rugby this week. They're again playing the Wallabies, also known as the Australian team, and they're probably going to get their ass kicked again, because the Wallabies haven't ever won on home turf of the All Blacks in like 40 years or so. I don't know how long, but I'm just making up a random number. But that's for tonight. This is all I had for this week. I'm going to put some more thinking into topics for next week, because obviously this doesn't really entertain people. It's just a creative outlet for me, and I want it to be a bit more than that. So I'm going to have a really good think about what could be implemented in this video. And if you have tips, please feel free to chuck those onto YouTube on the comments, so that I can actually look at them and think about what you would like to see. But I really would like to try to create something which is not just me yapping away at you, but something which is a little bit more interactive, and then in the sense of you guys being able to jump in on the conversation or genuinely feeling entertained, because I can't imagine that this is completely as entertaining as I'd initially set out for it to be. Last thing I would like to then ask you is, please leave a comment down below to tell me what you'd like to see in the next video. I hope everybody's doing well and doing fine, and I'll see you guys soon, probably. That was that for this week. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share it if you want to share it with people to watch, although this one's probably the least entertaining to share. I hope that you guys did enjoy it, even though it was a lot of nonsense this week. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Oh no, that's not it. Shit.
The world is pretty cold, you might need a sweater too.